Many thanks for joining us again on the newsroom. The disagreement between the legislative and executive arm of the federal government over the planned recruitment of 774,000 Nigerians under the Special Public Works Program has taken a new turn. The National Assembly on Wednesday announced the suspension of the program, saying President Muhammadu Buhari could challenge the decision in courts. Spokesperson for the Senate, Ajibola Bashiru, and his counterpart for the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, said the program did not exclusively belong to the president. This is coming days after the disagreement between the Minister of State for Labor and Employment, Festus Keyamo, and the Joint Committee of the National Assembly. Domestic flight operations in Nigeria will resume on July 8 after almost 3 months of shutdown. Minister of Aviation Hadi Sirika, who announced this on Wednesday, said the Abuja and Lagos airports will resume on July 8, while the Kano, Port Harcourt, Owerri and Maiduguri airport would resume on July 11. According to the minister, other airports will follow on July 15. Sirika also revealed that a date will be announced for the resumption of international flights. Kano State Governor Abdullahi Ganduje has been appointed by the caretaker Extraordinary National Convention Planning Committee of the All Progressives Congress to head the party's high-level National Campaign Council for the Edo State governorship election. Other members of the team include Governor of Imo State Hope Uzodinma, who will serve as Deputy Chairman, and Abbas Braimo, who will serve as Secretary of the 49-member council. Other members of the council include former Edo State Governors Adams Oshomole and John Odige Oyegun. This was contained in a statement signed by the Deputy National Publicity Secretary of the APC, Iyekini Nabena, in Abuja on Thursday. The campaign council will be inaugurated on Monday, the 6th of July, at the party's National Secretariat. A federal high court sitting in Abuja has ordered the interim forfeiture of 48 properties allegedly owned by Ngozi Olejeme, former chairman of the Nigeria Social Insurance Trust Fund, NSITF. Justice Taiwo gave the order during sitting on Wednesday. The affected properties are located in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, Bayelsa State, Enugu State, Edo, and Delta State. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, had declared Olejeme wanted in September 2017 over allegations of criminal conspiracy, abuse of office, diversion of public funds, and money laundering. She was alleged to have, along with Umar Munir Abubakar, the former managing director of the NSITF, mismanaged and diverted well over 69 billion naira government funds into their personal accounts through the award of suspicious and bogus contracts to proxy companies. We'll take a break here to bring you stories on our COVID-19 coverage. Don't go away.
Give him his shoes somewhere here, his phone and everything.
Don't do like that again.
Thank you. So, bye-bye. Hey, Oga, where do you think you are going?
Oh, you never shake body.
Eh?
You never shake body.
Shake body, see?
Huh? You never shake body.
How?
You never shake body.
I don't get combo for my body.
You go take for here. Sit down there.
Down.
What's this man still doing here?
They say I do shake body. I shake body, I shake body. They say I do this. And I say I don't get color.
You are asking for money.
Sorry, ma'am.
Asking for money to bail a suspect is an act of corruption. Both of you will be punished. Corruption is not allowed within the force. Remember,
police is your friend. Giving and taking bribe is wrong.
corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. Nigeria has recorded its highest daily figure of confirmed COVID-19 cases with the emergence of 790 new infections on Wednesday. According to the Nigeria Center for Disease Control, (NCDC), the new cases were reported in 21 states, with Delta responsible for the highest input of 166 cases. 13 deaths were also recorded from the virus on Wednesday, bringing the total number of confirmed deaths to 603. With the latest update, the total tally of infected people in the country rose to 26,484 from 25,694. Meanwhile, the number of coronavirus recoveries in Nigeria surpassed 10,000 on Wednesday. In an update, the NCDC said a total of 10,152 cases have been discharged and 603 deaths have been recorded in 35 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Doctors at the Federal Medical Center, Lokoja, Kogi State, have embarked on an indefinite strike action. Rising from a meeting on Wednesday, the doctors said their lives were being threatened because of the state's poor management of the COVID-19 pandemic. Due to this, the doctors revealed that they have decided to totally withdraw their services across board pending when their grievances are met. The decision is coming hours after gunmen broke into the hospital, attacking doctors and other health workers. Meanwhile, the State Police Command says it has launched a manhunt for the gunmen that attacked the hospital and has assured the health workers of the readiness of the police to guarantee the safety of their lives and property. Botswana President Mogwetsi Masisi has quarantined himself after an official working closely with him tested positive for COVID-19. A government statement announcing the development said other people in the president's inner circle are also self-isolating. It adds that the government encouraged people to continue taking precautions in order to prevent the spread of the virus. The country of 2.25 million people has so far recorded 227 cases of COVID-19 and 1 death. Let's take a break here to bring you business stories and more.
James, I don't know. You need to answer your call. Try. This. Hello?
Is this Mr. Peter? I'm calling from the NCDC. Your friend, Mr. James Okripocha, was brought in this morning and tested positive for the coronavirus. He mentioned that he had been in close contact with you.
God forbid bad thing.
Sir, I am not saying that you have the virus, but you have spent some time with him over the past 14 days and it is better if you self-isolate immediately.
I don't know any James at all. Even only James in the Bible that I know as a good Christian.
Sir, he showed us pictures.
Now, wow.
If you have come in contact with someone who has tested positive for the coronavirus, self-isolating is key to protecting those around you. Remember, viruses don't move, people do. Stopping the spread is in your hands.
This message is from the Akinfade Foundation in partnership with the National Orientation Agency with support from MacArthur Foundation.
Welcome back. Motorists will now pay more for premium motor spirits following the federal government's decision to increase the retail price of the commodity from 121 naira 50 kobo to 143 naira 80 kobo per litre. The Premium Product Price Regulatory Agency, PPPRA, who made the announcement, said a new price band is for the month of July. The decision is coming as global oil prices continue to recover after hitting an all-time low due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Nigeria's Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, says the Federal Executive Council has approved 2 memos presented by his ministry for the revision and completion of some projects. According to him, the first project is the Kotonkafe-Lokoja section of the Abuja-Abaji local highway that the cost was revised upwards by 3.07 billion naira, and the second project is the Cham-Numan section of the Gombe-Yola Highway Road.
The first project is the Koto Cafe to Lokoja section of the Abuja-Abaji-Lokoja Highway. So that cost was revised upwards by 3.076 billion. The reason was that I think about 2 years ago, there was a very bad accident on the Gudu-Hada Bridge that damaged the bridge. A truck caught fire, one of these petrol trucks, so that bridge had to be reconstructed. It was initially just to be repaired in the main contract, so we had to construct it as an emergency work then. So the contractor has now filed the claims for it. So that is part of it, and then to provide additional drainage into Lokoja town and also to repair some of the sections that have now failed again. The second road is the Cham-Numan section of the Gombe to Yola highway. Again, the revision of the cost is by 7.607 billion, 7.6 billion. This is to cover the cost of replacing about 11 kilometers of what we call black cotton soil. This is very bad soil on the side near Savannah. And that soil always cakes when it is dry season. It gets marshy when it is wet season because it's clay soil. So the contractor has to remove all of that soil over 11 kilometers and replace it with better soil.
And to the foreign scene, the U.S. House of Representatives has approved new Hong Kong-related sanctions after Beijing imposed a security law that was condemned by countries around the world. The measure, which was passed unanimously, penalizes banks that do business with Chinese officials. It will have to be approved by the Senate before going to President Donald Trump. Hours after the law took effect on Tuesday night, Britain offered up to 3 million Hong Kong residents the chance to settle in the UK and ultimately apply for citizenship. Hong Kong's new national security law targets sedition, subversion and terrorism with punishment of up to life in prison. Hollywood star Geoffrey Rush has won a record multi-million-dollar payout after an appeal by a Rupert Murdoch-owned newspaper against the defamation ruling was thrown out by an Australian court. The Oscar winner will receive $2 million for lost earnings and compensation after a court rejected an appeal seeking reduced cost and a retrial of the case. The decision against News Corp's Australian subsidiary Nationwide News is the latest twist in the ongoing legal battle between Rush and Daily Telegraph, which accused him of inappropriate sexual behavior towards female cast members. A Sydney judge had described the content as recklessly irresponsible piece of sensationalist journalism. The Federal Ministry of Youth and Sports Development says it will appeal the judgment of the Federal High Court in Abuja, which nullified the impeachment of Ibrahim Gusau as the president of Athletics Federation of Nigeria, AFN. Gusau was suspended late last year by a 7-man AFN board over an alleged unconstitutional activities and illegal dealings. He was later impeached, and Olamide George was elected as the new substantive president of the AFN. However, the Federal High Court in Abuja on Wednesday nullified the impeachment of Gusau and the election of George as the AFN president. And that's the update from the newsroom at this hour. Many thanks for joining us. Bye for now.